Hello my beautiful bookish friends and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing the mid-year book freakout tag. This is like one of my favorite tags to do every year. And I don't remember if I did it last year or not. I think I was slumping last year and ended up missing it for some reason. I feel like I didn't do it. So we're doing it this year. I'm very excited. This is a new shirt, so I'm like trying to like adjust it to how I like wearing it. But yeah, so let's talk about like half of this stuff, or the first half of the year, and all of my bookish thoughts. So the first question, of course, is what is the best book you have read so far in 2022? I have two. I don't think neither of these came out in 2022. However, I didn't get to them until this year. So first up, we have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid has become just one of those authors that I gravitate towards. I have read like her big three with this, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and Daisy Jones and the Six. So I'm really starting to learn her writing style, and I love the way that she takes these periods of celebrity that I'm very interested in and turns them into novels. And I think that's a big part of why I like her so much, is all of the time periods she writes about, I'm thoroughly interested in before I even dive into them. So there's already a sense of like, I already have some background into what was going on in this universe, like if it was taking place at that time in Hollywood in real life. So I really enjoyed that, and I get a lot of her references and those kinds of things. So yeah, I loved this one. If you don't know, Malibu Rising is about the kids of Mick Riva, who is one of the husbands from the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And it talks about his kids and their fame and what it means for them to kind of be in their dad's shadow, even though he never was really around. And this big party that they throw every year at their sister's house. And their sister is, she is a model, and she got really famous for like this bikini shoot she did. And that's not really what she wants to be known for. She gets sexualized and objectified a lot. She has much more to offer than just her body. So that is kind of where this all takes place and what it talks about. And just, you know, being the youngest kid in this family, and the two brothers, they're very close in age and have very similar interests. So them kind of having that sibling rivalry, but then the older sister trying to take care of everything. So it's a really good book. It's a tearjerker. It's amazing. And of course it has an amazing twist, just like with everything with Taylor Jenkins Reid, and a little bit of a deeper meaning sometimes. Like the symbolism is very there in all of her books. And the other one, Daughter of the Pirate King. I started this series this year, and I'm so happy I did. I jumped on the hype train. You know, TikTok was telling me to read it, as well as booktube. And I'm a big proponent of pirate stories. I think they're amazing. And I think I had just watched Pirates of the Caribbean. So when I watched this, I was like in that seven seas mindset, like, let's go hunt for treasure. Let's like break some international laws, I'm sure. But this one, Alosa is like, she's a pawn, but she knows she's a pawn. So she plays into that, which makes her kind of like the master of these plans that she has. I don't know. Alosa's cool. And I also really love Trisha Levenseller's writing, and how she writes her female and protagonists, and how they function in these worlds with like these oppressive men who think that they're dumb, and they're actually probably some of the smartest people in the room. And this one also has written, that's his name, is the first mate on the like enemy ship, and they start a little romance. So, and it's like enemies to lovers, angsty one bed trope at some point. So all the good things there. So next question, what is the best sequel? I have prioritized sequels this year, so this one was pretty hard, but I think I have to go with the one that I not only most anticipated reading, but also the one that just like I devoured, and that is A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. A lot of people don't like this one. They think it's too long, which I can agree that there were some points that were really drawn out. But I love Poppy and Hawk so much that I don't care. I think with this one, there was a lot to digest. There was a lot of time spent in one location, which is something that we didn't get with the first book. And I'm really loving a book, especially like this one, where the romance is really good and I need to know like what's going to happen next in their relationship. I will make myself read those long drawn out scenes. And plus like the battle in here, I won't spoil it because I know there's a lot of people who haven't read this yet, but there's a battle scene where Hawk is just like standing on top of a wall, like yelling down to the other person. And I love just the way he defends Poppy, and that we kind of we're definitely moving into new stages of their relationship at this point, like their level of trust, how they fight together, all of those things. So you definitely need to read From Blood and Ash first before you read this one. But yeah, I think it was like the perfect sequel for people who love that kind of like mundane day-to-day portions of romances that we often don't get because they're so short. So that's my favorite sequel. One of, anyway. The other one is The Hawthorne Legacy. I just read this like last month. I'm obsessed with this. This is another one that some people thought was kind of boring. I think it's just because the first one came out at the perfect time with Knives Out, and this one came out after, where people had kind of moved on from the hype of that movie. Now with this one, the relationship with the brothers I thought was super good. I really liked the push and pull that they created between Xander and Avery in this, because it just added another layer of angst and kind of like betrayal almost, or like potential betrayal. So I really liked the way that was written. And I love the different relationships with Grayson and Jameson and how that all came to light. I think if you're a fan of Pretty Little Liars or The Lion Game, or basically all of these kind of shows that draw out the drama for whatever reason, you'll like these books. Next question is, what new release are you most anticipating? I cannot wait for Kingdom of the Feared, which is the third book in the Kingdom of the Wicked series. I think it's I don't know that it's the last one, actually. It seems like this one would have to be pretty thick in order for it to be the end. It might be. I don't know. I kind of hope it's 4, because like Stalking Jack the Ripper was 4, so then all my Carrie Maniscalcos will be 4 books across. Yes, I'm weird like that. But also the cover for it was released and it's so good. I'll pop a picture up here. I have the Barnes & Noble editions of Kingdom of the Wicked, so mine, instead of a black background, have a white background. And I think there's some other little differences there. But I'm obsessed with the series. So that is my most anticipated new release. And then a new release that I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm very excited to read. It's funny you should ask. I just talked about this in my TBR about it being based on an interview that Chris Evans did, and then it like him and the interviewer became like friendly and like hung out together and stuff like that. And I can't remember. I think this might be the girl who was the interviewer, or like she was somehow involved in this. I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember if that's true or not. So anyway, yeah. This is the one that I can't wait to read when I am done with The Crown of Gilded Bones. This is the next one. This book that surprised you the most? For me, that's All the Little Lights. I have never seen anybody talk about this book. It's kind of one that I just picked up on a whim from Amazon, and I just realized that the publisher is an Amazon publisher. It's one of their publishing houses. Now, they classify this as romance. I would say it's a thriller romance. And I didn't expect that. Even reading the back, it just seems like your very run-of-the-mill second chance romance that may be thwarted by something that one of the characters is hiding. And that's all very true. However, by the end of the book, I was like, what is going on? Is this real? Is this how this book was supposed to go? Definitely not what I was expecting, but has definitely ended up being one of the most shocking and surprising books that I have read this year and have thoroughly enjoyed. So if you want to get this, I can't say what it is because that will completely spoil it for everyone everywhere. But yeah, All the Little Lights is great if you are reading romance, but you need like a little extra something. So the next one is new favorite author. So either like debut author or new to you. This one was hard because a lot of the new authors I have read, I have not enjoyed their books, or they have fallen very like middle of the road, not someone that I need to pick up their backlist or anything. So I'm gonna say for this, I'm just going with the book that I like the most. So that would be Lyssa Kay Adams, because I really liked Bromance Book Club and I did pick up Undercover Bromance. I think they were written really well. Hopefully I will continue to enjoy the books and the series and everything. But yeah, new to me authors so far this year have not been it. No one has really blown me out of the water. And if they have, it's someone I've read from before. The next question is newest fictional crush, and I don't think I have one. I've read a lot of romance this year. This shelf is rapidly expanding the fantasy and historical fictions as well. That is such a lie. I figured out, yes, Blackstone from Portrait of a Scotsman. That's the one. I forgot I read that book this year. E.B. Dunmore has a chokehold on me when it comes to historical fiction and romance and stuff. Like, can't wait to pick up the next book, honestly. Also, I think it's going to be a female romance, so that's cool. Blackstone, and I read this book a while ago. However, I distinctly remember liking him the most out of any of them. However, I haven't read It Happened One Summer yet, so I feel like by the end of the year, that will all change. Next question, last book that made you cry. A lot of these I do not recall crying at, so they probably didn't make me cry. However, Daisy Jones and the Six came the closest. Like, I welled up reading this one. I think mainly because it was so different than I thought it would be, and I mean that in the best way possible. And like I said, Taylor Jenkins Reid, just right here. The end was so different and I think was beautiful. It wasn't like, sunshine, rainbows, everybody's where they're like hunky-dory, but everybody's where they're supposed to be. And I really liked that. I thought it was really great. And it had the elements that I liked at the end of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, plus Malibu Rising, even though this came out before that one, that I just ended up really loving. And it sat with me. Like, it's still kind of sitting with me. And I will reread this for sure. It's just really good. It definitely earned its Book of the Year placement. Next is the last book that made me happy. That's so hard because they all make me happy. There were a lot that made me feel like really frustrated, or there were moments where I was like, oh, okay, that was nice. Or kind of like shocked, but I don't think I've walked away from anything feeling like exceptionally uplifted. Next, what are the books that you have to get to before the end of the year? Anything on these shelves and in this stack over here. Like, would I love to just blow through all these by the end of the year? Absolutely. Is that going to happen? Probably not, for sure, which is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, just because everyone's talking about it and I've been told I really like it. Act Your Age, Eve Brown, because it'll finish off the Brown Sisters series, as well as Well Matched, because that will finish the Ren Fair series. But then, my July TBR is basically everything I want to get to. Like, It Happened One Summer, because I want to get to Hook, Line, and Sinker by the end of the year. Daughter of the Siren Queen, again, because I want to get to it by the end of the year. And you know what? I just picked up the Box in the Woods, so I definitely want to get to that. So that is it for the mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. Doing these definitely motivates me to read, because now I want to like get through everything over here and all of the stuff I have waiting for me at the library. If you guys want to answer any of these questions yourself, let me know down below. I would love to see your tags if you've already done it, or you can just answer them in the comments. I think that would be really cool. So yeah, that's it for me. Happy reading. I hope you all get through your TBRs, and I'll see you in the next one.